You know, tragedy is still unfolding in South Carolina. 9 people killed in a church shooting in Charleston. The prime suspect, 21-year-old Dylan Roof, still at large and no motive. Right now, we're joined in Hot Topics by South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Welcome. I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you.
Our condolences, first of all. You know, you're the senator from South Carolina. Where were you when you first heard about this?
I was here. I left last night to come here, and about 9 o'clock we got an alert, and all night people have been calling. President Obama's just calling here in a second to offer his condolences. The FBI has really been helpful. I talked to Joe Riley. I think we may have caught the guy.
Really?
Yeah.
The suspect the 21-year-old suspect.
I don't know, but I'll let somebody else confirm that. But
Yeah.
I heard that he may have been caught in North
We
Carolina.
got good photos of him, a description
Well,
of the
my
car.
niece went to school with him.
Are you kidding?
No.
My sister, I don't email, but I get
Yeah.
texts, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it on the next show. But she said that my niece, Emily, went to school with him in the 8th grade.
Wow.
And went to the same high school. I don't know if he finished high school, but strange, disturbed young man.
Have you heard anything more about the suspect? We know he has 2 arrests, one for drugs, one for trespassing.
So Darlene said that Emily said that in school he was just a quiet, strange kid. And
Yeah.
You know-
seems like one of these Newtown type guys.
Yeah, we were talking before about what we all sort of feel emotionally when news like this happens.
terrible.
And your thoughts, you said, went straight to maybe a scenario like, we don't have all the facts. This is an alleged suspect. He hasn't.
Yeah,
caught
all
for
that
sure.
good stuff. But I think one thing it's not. Let's talk about what it's not, in my view. It's not a wind into the soul of South Carolina.
No.
It's not who we are. It's not who our country is. It's about this guy. And this guy's got tons of problems. And to kill people in a church after sitting there with them for an hour,
For an hour.
tells you how whacked out this kid
And leaving
is.
somebody alive so they can tell the story.
So let's tell him a story.
Yes, and this congregation, inside the church was established in 1816.
Well, the pastor's a good buddy. He was in the state senate and one of the nicest guys in all of politics. And, I can't explain this.
God
I don't know
rest his
what
soul.
would make a young man at 21 get so sick and twisted to kill 9 people in a church. This is
Do you
beyond
think
my
that it's a
understanding.
hate crime? Do you feel like it's a hate crime,
Oh,
or
I
do you
mean,
think
that's
it's more mentally disturbed?
Probably both. One probably precludes the other. There are real people out there who are organized to kill people in religion and based on race. This guy's just whacked out. But it's 2015. There are people out there looking for Christians to kill them.
Can you
So
talk
this
about
is
that
a
some
mean
more?
time we live in.
I know we're going to talk about your presidential campaign next time, but your campaign is very much about security, national security, and keeping us safe at home. Can you talk about, maybe what you think the state of race relations and violence, and I mean, your state's in a moment of really acute crisis. What is happening in the country at large right now, you
Well, the
think?
first time I ever went to school with an African-American child, I was in 6th or 7th grade. I grew up in a bar in South Carolina. It was segregated. We were in a liquor store, a restaurant, bar, and a pool room. And in the 70s, things changed. So compare that to now. But the one thing I would say, I've never been stopped in a neighborhood because I was black. And I had Eric Holder and the President of the United States say that when they were teenagers, that they were stopped for maybe being in the wrong place. So I can't relate to that. All I can say is if it happened to me, I wouldn't like it.
I think that's a great.
What can we do, in your opinion, what can we do as a country to move forward from this heinous crime?
Well, I think, look at Baltimore. I think Baltimore is where we all should be focusing now. Here's what I think. If you have bad schools and no jobs, it doesn't matter the race or the background, you're going to get a bad outcome. I don't know how, no matter who you are. So I think every day, what can you do to make a Baltimore a better place? You got to have a school that will give you the qualities that you need to get a job. And if there's no job in the local community, what would you do? If you can't go to a good school and there's no place to go to work, you'll do exactly what they're doing in Baltimore.
I feel like a lot of people are having problems because they feel like race relations have not changed since the civil rights movement.
Oh,
There's
thanks.
a lot of people who feel that.
I can tell you, that is true.
I
We
can
wouldn't
tell you
be
that.
sitting here if that
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of people still mad.
But the bottom line, here's the bottom, I mean, I have a bunch of older black women back here and older black women around. And we can say, I can tell you, from the time I was a little kid.
When did you go to an integrated school?
I grew up in an integrated school. I went to school here.
Okay, well, see, the South.
But poor,
what about
see,
these
poor
ladies?
was
Where
that.
are they from?
Where are you from, y'all? All right.
Okay.
When was the first time you went to an integrated school?
High school.
Yeah.
Oh,
High
wow.
school.
My
Yeah.
mom was the first
It was
one to
elementary
go
school
into
for me,
her
yeah.
white
Right.
school. She was the first child to be integrated into
Yeah.
her school, and she still has problems because she feels like there's issues
But Whoopi,
here and
finish
there.
your point.
The point just is, things have gotten better. They're not perfect, but they're not perfect with anybody, you know? And these cases, you have to take each of these individual folks case by case.
Right.
You can't judge a whole group by what this man has done. You can't judge anything. But we are going to judge you. I'm going to send a drone for you. I swear to God, the next
You know,
time.
We have to say that you're going to keep us posted on this, but ABC News has not confirmed yet that they have caught the
Okay,
suspects. So I know we've been talking about
maybe
it.
that's
but
not true.
You've always got. Well, no,
It's
you've got
but we have to
breaking
say-
information. We've got to.
We have to protect our butts because we don't want to say stuff that isn't true that we don't know for sure.
So,
right.
maybe
So
I
we're
missed
protecting him as well.
Yeah.
And thank you, Senator.
You're going to
all
come
for-
back and
I
come
will do
back
that.
next time. Okay. And we'll come back. We'll be right back. Yes.
It's the summer of George all over again. Jason Alexander talks about stepping back in Larry David's shoes to take the spotlight and fish in the dark. Next.
Okay, sit. They love you.
Thanks. Hi, Mommy. This is the only way I say my 95-year-old mother. Hi, Mommy.
Oh, God. All right, let's talk about Broadway.
Okay.
This is your first time in 25 years.
Thank you
Was
for
the last
reminding me of that. Yeah.
The last time you were on Broadway, 25 years ago, and people, he is a Tony winner.
Yes.
A Tony winner. Yes. Darling.
Seven-time Emmy nominee / loser, but a Tony winner.
Yes. And you started as a song and dance man even as a kid.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I got serious about this, and so many people tell almost this exact same story, but I was 12 years old when I saw Ben Vereen do Pippin on Broadway. And I went, I want to be him! I want to be him! Which I thought was very doable, frankly.
Yes. You wanted to pass as a black man.
Exactly.
I understand that.
Yes. I'm the head of local chapter of the NAACP.
Love it.
Because I identify. But yeah, Ben was kind of my inspiration, and I started studying. I was this little immensely fat kid in New Jersey taking tap classes and leotards and tap shoes. It was not pretty, but song and dance. And then I was lucky enough, when I was 20, I started doing Broadway musicals, and then...
Can we have a Flashback Thursday video clip just to show
Oh,
how
this is
well you
ugly.
are at song
This
and dance?
is ugly.
Just a little clip.
Oh, my God.
I'm talking quarter pound of beef on the hot side.
And the hot stays hot.
The new McDLT.
Hot.
Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool side.
And the cool stays cool.
The new McDLT.
Cool Crisp is a
Good time
hot beefy McD.
for the great taste.
Cool Crisp LT.
Of McDonald's. Could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
New McD.
We've ever even run like a movie clip that long. That is the longest video clip I've ever seen on The View.
It ends with the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger. It is the only McDonald's product that went right into the tank. And it just, even the McRib came back. I got the one loser, but it's,
Very funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I was a giant Seinfeld fan, and you are so iconic. George Costanza. I mean, every summer a man makes a shrinkage joke. Every
so
time,
sorry to hear
every
that,
time on
actually.
a campaign when we're losing, we
Yeah.
talk about, well, let's just do the opposite, like in
Sure,
Seinfeld.
yeah.
I mean, is it weird you get sick of being asked by groupies like me about that show
No,
and that
during the
character?
show, people yell out, George, George.
yeah.
I won't do that because I won't embarrass. You know, I waved at her on opening night, so I won't do that. So I would want to do that. I'm so
I
obsessed.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you for not saying can't stand you. That's the one I get all the time. You know, it's very interesting. We had no idea when we were doing it that it was going to become this thing. And I get asked all the time, are you sick of it? Are you sick of it? And the truth is, you know, nobody loves to be just identified for something we did 20 years ago. But for an actor...
I feel your pain.
Yeah, I understand.
She gets her paid.
Yeah. Miss Seeley, thank you.
You all understand this, but it has had an impact on people's lives that goes beyond a television show.
For sure.
Veterans, people who are going through illnesses, people who have lost family members, write to us and say, "This got us through."
Yeah.
You know, acting is a very
greatest
selfish
shows
profession,
ever.
and when you get a gift in reciprocity like that,
Very nice.
you can't.
Reciprocity,
you can't,
y'all.
yeah.
Reciprocity.
I had 3 years of college.
That's right.
So. I had to spit it out, but I got it there.
You got it there. I love it.
You got anything, Book?
Let's talk about the play.
Yes.
Fish in the Dark. Can you tell us what it's about? Because Rosie doesn't like to tell it. Don't tell her part because...
It's about a little girl from Puerto Rico. No, it's, in a nutshell, it's about this very dysfunctional family, who the patriarch of which, who's not me, is sick and dies, and it's the aftermath of how this family kind of comes apart in the wake of the father's death. Is the best way to say it, which doesn't sound like a comedy, but it's actually
Very funny. Very
funny. And now, when Larry came to the show, did he give you any tips?
Because I think you take over for, you've been doing this with Larry David, but you're now taking his place. You guys made a funny joke at the Tonys, and you're not the replacer, you're the stander-inner, or what was the...
Yeah. I'm taking over. You're not taking over, you're filling in.
You're the filler-inner.
Filler-inner.
Yeah.
No, Larry told me very little. He showed me how to work the toilet in his dressing room, which, by the way, needs...
It's a big deal.
It's a thing.
It's a big deal.
It's not, as we would say, it's not a oneer. It's
hold down.
It's a you have to negotiate with it.
Shake and move.
It's a shake.
I know the theater.
It's a come back in 5 minutes. It's a whole. It's a relationship with this thing. Yes.
I understand that.
So I
So
thank
he's
him
full
for
of
that.
good career advice.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff. He's toilets. Doctors. He's very good. That kind of
can
good.
see that.
But no, what he did do, which is great, is he wrote an amazing play and an unbelievable character who is not quite Larry, it's not quite George, it's in that turf, but it's a new, interesting, fun guy to play
Come see it
around.
again just to see you guys together.
Yes, we're very good together.
Yes, we're very good together, and I love you. Mwah. He is so funny in this play. I love him dearly. Our thanks to Jason Alexander. Be sure to catch both me and Jason in Fish in the Dark at the Court Theater on Broadway. He kills it nightly. I love you.
Thank you.
In prime time is about to kick off season 3, and Mistresses is wasting no time getting down to business. Take a look.
I love you. And if you want to be with me,
It's Michaela and Brett Tucker. So that was a cliffhanger. You covered the engagement ring.
Oh, man.
Tell us what happened.
What engagement ring? There's an engagement ring?
I'm not engaged. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, that cliffhanger was obviously from last season, and you play Alyssa Milano's feisty sister. Yeah. And you left your fiance to go to the altar. Who plays your brother-in-law? I'm sorry, I'm so like...
I left him at the altar.
What's going on? Why'd you do that?
Because...
What do you mean?
It was love. It was love.
What's going on? What can we expect coming back into the new season?
It's tonight. It's happening. It's all happening. And we pick up right where we left off at that really intense moment. That's really hard to even what is happening? Oh my gosh!
And I
so
forgot
much.
we were on TV. I was ready to sort of slump back and watch the rest of it.
Tell me
I'm hooked.
Yeah.
The two of you have actually played brother and sister-in-law in the show.
Correct.
But I actually read someplace that you were sort of hoping that there would be a spark of a romance between your two characters.
Well,
the one that we clearly see is developing.
It was more as they started to develop that storyline, I thought in particular, you know, it's such a rare thing that you get to have a slow burn on TV, and because of the situation, sister-in-law, there was no way they were just going to end up together straight away. So I just thought, why not, you know, why play it safe, you know, and it's such a nice, organic, slow burn that I was hoping it would go down that path.
I always like the slow burns anyway.
Yeah, it's not getting too often.
Yeah.
It started
You
to
get the audience sucked in. But your character has a lot of lust, not just for men, but right for women.
I like that you said that. Lust.
Well, I was thinking about your L word, love, and I wasn't sure that was the right word. But tell us more about her.
I think she's got a lot of love and a lot of lust. Season 1 was fun for Joss. Season 2, you know, she's growing but she's got a big old heart, you know, a big old heart of love, and the lust, I think, has washed away now, and it's just become, you know, the Harry and Joss storyline has become this love story that can't be, which is what the show's all about, like really complicated, you can't help who you love situations, you know, so.
So you show a lot of skin too, Brett. I actually came across a photo of you on the internet.
Oh my goodness! Yes! Where did you find that?
Can I just say,
Don't look, it'll burn your eyes.
Hey, go sit down.
Your knee is just strategically located
Just
there.
strategically in the way.
I wouldn't recommend getting in a rusty bathtub. It won't actually get you clean at all. Yeah, I don't know what can you say? Silly young man.
Don't say anything, you know? I think it's sort of, wow, yeah.
You got her. She's very happy right now.
We always hear actors talk about these sex scenes. Are they, I mean, and how uncomfortable they can be and how highly choreographed they are and how unsexy they are.
Particularly in the sand. I mean, it looks, it's in reality very different to what goes on.
Oh, and yeah, sand is really bad. At one point, we were just trying to be romantic and something and make it, and the sand just went a full bucket load in my mouth. And we're still going, and I'm like, like coughing in the sand. And he's just like, wait, do we keep going?
If you're going to try it, safety goggles in the sand.
Well, we're going to have to watch this next season with our goggles on because I feel like there's going to be some amazing things. Our thanks to Jess McCallan and Brett Tucker. The 2-hour season premiere of Mistresses airs tonight at 9 p.m. right here on ABC. We'll be right back. Thank you.
There's a lightness that surrounds you, and it guides me like a star. Oh, I am who I am, because you are who you are.
We want to make you aware that ABC is now reporting that that suspect in South Carolina church shooting has, in fact, been arrested. You can stay tuned to ABC for all the updates. Elizabeth will be back tomorrow. We want to thank you for hanging with us because you make us better. We want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy whatever view you happen upon. And we'll be watching y'all. We'll be watching y'all.